Well, welcome everybody to Movie Bucket here on Screen Stealers. And it is time for our March stuff. Now, we just got done covering a lovely sampling of movies for Black History Month in February. We got done with our Oscar stuff, but now we're gonna get a little more meta with it, and we're gonna get a little weird with our movie selection this month. So, like we told you at the end of our February coverage, we are going to be doing a March Madness month. Now, we weren't really specific in that video. We didn't really tell you exactly what was going on. So it's not sports movies. I'm sorry if you're a Hoosiers fan. If you're, I don't know, we or Marshall. I'm trying to think of random sports movies.
Airbuds.
But there aren't very many sports movies present today, just so you're aware. But instead, each of us have selected 8 films, and they will be bracketed until we can find the 4 movies that will be covered throughout the month of March, which is why you're getting this special upload on March 1st. So, like I said, I'm Brooke, and it's time to engage in some bracket warfare.
I'm ready. Hola, I am Eduardo, and I'm going to quote the icon that is Jenna Marbles and say, I'm going to dunk on you. I'm going to dunk on you. I am a very athletic, intimidating, tall person.
Yes. And hi, I am River, and we got to get our heads in the game. But now that you brought up Jenna Marbles, I do got to say that I wish I had wrote, I got a basketball game tomorrow.
There you go.
I missed that shit. Oh my God.
And I got a basketball game tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Point guard. I shoot game.
I miss you, Jenna. Oh my God. Anyway, I'm excited for this.
And joining us throughout the month of March is
me, David Healy, and I don't have basketball references because I'm not a sports guy. Sorry. But I'm excited to be here.
There you go.
We don't have like a theme for the movies, so we can like choose just it's free for all of us, and I love that we all went different directions.
Yes. So here's how this is going to work. Like I mentioned, we've each selected 8 movies. There were no restrictions on these 8 movies. They could be movies that we hadn't seen. They could be movies that we liked, movies we hate. In theory, we could have picked movies we've covered. I don't think anyone did, but we could have.
Movies someone else here hates?
Yeah, movies that you know that one of your friends that you really like and care about absolutely despises, but you decided to
torture them. Trigger your friends, you know, all free and all fair in basketball.
Beside the point, I will say, as much as I am irritated about 2 of the selections on River's list, at least none of you picked fucking Moulin Rouge. I will give you that. I hate that movie, David, in case you didn't know. Beside the point.
Boo.
You're right, it deserves booze. I agree, David. That's such a good point. In fact, I think it deserves so much booze. Thank you, David. Such a great idea. Beside the point, we're going to go through our list in the order that these videos are going to go up. So, first up for the month of March is Eduardo. Now, Eduardo's list was fun. We actually had 2 movies in common, and I had to edit 2 of my movies off my list because I didn't want duplicates in this. So, we'll see what I champion for Eduardo. To be clear, whoever's bracket it is will have no input on the selections. The other 3 people will decide majority rules as to which movies move on. So be aware of that.
And only Brooke knows everybody's options.
I made all of the bracket things, so I'm the only one who knows. All right, Eduardo, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready. So
right. Here we go. I'm going to show the movies and let you do your introductions. So here we go.
There you go. Yay. So I wanted to do one movie that I've watched against a movie that I haven't watched for each of our pair-ups. So first up, I started with Saw, one of my favorite horror movies. For those that don't know what Saw is, it is a horror movie in which 2 people are trapped in a bathroom and they have to play this sick, dangerous, deadly game to get out, and chaos ensues. And the movie that I hadn't watched that I know I need to watch, and I just haven't yet, is I, Tonya, which is, you know, this life story about our dear Tonya Harding and what happened with her husband and all of the chaos that ensued because of that. Casual. A very fun movie that you would love to watch. Um, of course, for my second pair ups, I have The Hunger Games. I just love The Hunger Games. I think it's iconic. I want us to talk about it at some point, so that's why I put it here. If for some reason you don't know The Hunger Games, you should, but if for some reason you don't, uh, it is basically a dystopian civilization in which the capital forces each of the 12 districts in the nation to compete in a battle to the death, and then someone gets forced into these games, and it tells a very, very interesting story and very cool story. The movie that I paired up against this one was Heathers. I've listened to the musical, but I haven't watched the actual movie. So that's why I really wanted to watch it. It is basically a story about a girl called Veronica that becomes popular, but then people start dying when a new guy comes rolling into town. So very interesting. Then I wanted to pick a movie that has a lot of like meaning for me in my childhood, and I wanted to have an animated movie. So I chose The Corpse Bride. It's very important to me in my childhood. I remember
Taste.
watching this movie when I was a child, like a bunch. Like my family is sick of me talking about it, which is fair. But in case you don't know, it is basically a story about a man called Victor that suddenly, like, he's going to get married, but then suddenly he gets transported to the underworld and is forced to marry another woman that is a dead. Then
A dead.
for yeah, a
I
dead.
did.
For the pair up that I put against it, I put Repo, the genetic opera. I put up this one because everyone that like has ever seen it tells me that I would like it, and I don't know much about it. I know it's a musical and it deals with like large corporations and like rich people and organ implants, and I think it's a little bit of a thriller slash horror. So I'm very interested into what this movie has to say, and I want to know more. And since everyone tells me that I would like it, I put it up here. Then for my last one, I wanted to choose another childhood movie of mine, but one that wasn't animated, and I had to choose Matilda. Like I remember watching this when I was growing up a lot, and it's a lovely story. I think it's so much fun. It's a story about, of course, our dear girl Matilda that figures out that she has psychic powers and how she uses them to go along with her life and all of the chaos that ensues because of it. Uh, and I wanted to pair it up with something that was so out of left field that would not make sense to go against Matilda. So I chose Perfect Blue, which is another movie that people keep telling me that I would enjoy, which is another animated movie, but it's a horror animated movie about a rising pop star that decides to quit singing to become an actress. But then people around her start dying and she starts to lose her sanity, supposedly. So I'm very interested to see which one ends up winning, but I am rooting for all of these movies, and no matter what, I will be happy with what wins.
Yeah. And also, Perfect Blue is a movie that inspired Black Swan, allegedly.
Which
From what I've
one
heard.
of my favorite movies. One of
Right.
my favorite movies.
This is a
So
great selection.
thank you.
I gotta say, two of these movies were on my original list, and I will say I did take them both off because I didn't want
Which
to.
ones? I wanna know.
So yeah, the first movie I wrote down on my list was actually Saw. I also adore Saw. The first Saw movie is great. It is not the best movie in that franchise, but it is a
I
really
agree.
great thriller. It's not even really a horror movie. I would call it a thriller, but that's just me.
Yeah.
The first one. The rest of that franchise, yeah, horror. But the first one, it's more of a thriller. And then I gagged when I saw Repo the Genetic Opera on your list because I was like so thoroughly convinced that I was going to be able to walk in and be like, so let me tell you about this movie that no one liked when it came out, but it is now one of like my favorite little cult musicals. I adore this movie. Out of all of these movies, the only one I haven't watched is Perfect Blue. So I will say that.
Okay.
Something that's funny about this. So the only one I haven't seen is Repo, the Genetic Opera. But I went to a movie last night, and then one of my friends works at the movie theater, so we were talking afterwards, and she brought up this movie last night.
Oh my
Coincidentally,
god.
Wow.
and I told her, "Oh yeah, I'm watching that this year." Because I've been doing 2000s horror movies this year. So both Saw, which I've seen a million times, and
Mhm.
Repo, I will be watching later this year.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one either, Repo. I haven't watched Perfect Blue, but it's been on my list for a long time. I just haven't gotten to it. And I also have not watched I, Tonya.
Okay.
We'll see.
We'll see who wins.
I have reasons for all of them, like cons and pros for all of them, but I don't know. Let's see how we're gonna do this.
Yeah, I have a strong favorite. We'll see how it does.
Okay.
I also have. I have a
We're
couple
excited.
that I would
Also,
like
Matilda is
really
like one
love.
of my favorite movies of all time. So I'm like, we'll see. That's the last one is the hardest one for me to pick, but we'll see.
Okay,
So-
good to know.
Saw and I, Tonya to start us off. These two movies are very different, although
Which is why I
both
put them
involve
against
a
each other.
large, sharp object that may or may not be able to cut things.
Mhm.
One being a handsaw, the other being an ice skate. Although that's not what was used to hurt Nancy Kerrigan. But hey, here we are. So where do we stand, people? Where are we at? Which one would we rather see go through?
Okay, so I love Saw, but because I have seen it so many times and I never watched I, Tonya, I would go for I, Tonya, but I'm okay with watching Saw again, but if I had to vote, I would go with I, Tonya.
Personally, I'm kind of in between. I really love Saw. It's either this or Child's Play are my two favorite horror franchises. I think they're just both so fun and creative and stupid. That's kind of what I like about horror franchises is when they get fun, creative, and stupid. And there is a small part of me that would love to at some point make this entire podcast watch my baby Saw 6. So we have to start somewhere. But on the other hand, I, Tonya is just a really, really great movie. And if it does end up going through, I will not be mad. I've only seen it twice, so if I were to watch it again, I'd be quite happy to see it again. I'm gonna abstain unless I need to break a tie, I think is where my head is at on this one, because I have a slight preference, but I'm not like...
You want to be the swing vote. Got it.
Yeah, for this one particular one, I think that is probably better for me, because I don't want to pull when I'm pretty neutral on the subject.
Okay. Well, Saw is on my list to watch in a few months. I could watch it early, but I do like going chronologically. I, Tonya, I've only seen once. It was in theaters. I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to vote for I, Tonya as well.
All right.
There we go.
That works for me. So let me go ahead and get it pulled in. For the record,
I'm curious what your preference.
For the record, I would have probably picked Saw, just because, again, I do want to at some point talk about Saw 6, and we have to start somewhere. But that's just where we're at. And honestly, I'm not mad. I think both those movies are great. So yeah. Moving on to the Hunger Games and Heathers. I like both of these movies too. I think
Teenagers dying. Both having teenagers dying.
Mm-hmm.
One of these movies is like fine, and I think a lot of the reason I like it is because of its extension material. And the other one is just a really well put together movie that I really like. So, you've both seen both of these movies, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, I've only seen Heathers once, like about 2 years ago, I think. And The Hunger Games, I saw originally when it came out in the movies, like that one time back then. And then I just recently rewatched the whole franchise because I had only seen the first one originally. So, and I absolutely love all of the movies in the franchise, but only because I have rewatched it pretty recently, I would vote for Heathers. Also because I've only seen it once and I would like to watch it again. But I'm okay with either, but I vote for Heathers.
So I will note that there's a new Hunger Games movie coming out relatively soon, and I would like to rewatch the entire franchise before that movie comes
Mhm.
out. So I love Heathers. I saw it most recently, I think about 3 years ago. I do prefer the Broadway musical to the movie. I don't know how controversial of a take that is, but that's just me.
Mhm.
But between the two here, I'm gonna pick Hunger Games. I think it's just a really fun choice. And again, I get a jump start on that rewatch of the franchise.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, well, I'll break the tie. So I do love the Hunger Games. The last time I watched it was about a little over 2 years ago, right before the last film in the franchise came out. I rewatched all of them. Heather's I like as well, but I have not seen it in like decades, and I've been wanting to rewatch it. So this is giving me a great opportunity. So I got to vote Heather's.
Okay, our brains today, David. We're
Mhm.
agreeing. I wonder how long this is
Yeah.
gonna last.
Who knows?
You know, y'all are gonna argue at some point in this video. It's gonna be great.
Oh, it's coming for sure.
Yeah.
Corpse Bride and Repo. I'm just gonna call it Repo. I don't feel the need to do the entire title every time.
Mhm.
So as the only person here who's seen both of these movies, and I've seen them both several times. I love them both. This is actually a really good matchup because they're both really horror adjacent, even if it's just like visually for Corpse Bride, really. I think we have room to talk about Corpse Bride another time later in the year. I'm not going to be specific, but those who know.
Okay.
So I'm picking Repo. It's a weird little movie, but I adore it.
Right.
David?
Yeah, so it hasn't been too long since I rewatched Corpse Bride. I saw it at the drive-in, the Halloween before last. So it's been pretty fresh. I haven't seen Repo, but I'm going to watch Repo later this year, and I want to watch it chronologically. So I'm going to vote for Corpse Bride.
Okay. Because I'm torn because I do want to, like, I've never heard of this movie before, Repo, and from the brief description that you gave, Brooke, or Eduardo gave, sorry, I am very interested. But I do love Corpse Bride. Like I can rewatch that at any time, and if it's on, I'll sit down, I'll watch it anytime. And I'm like, I'm sympathetic to you, David, because I know how serious you are about your movie lists and the things, and like I want to be a good friend and like vote for you, but also like
Okay.
I really want to watch that movie. It interests me. I'm gonna watch it anyway, even if it doesn't make it, right? Like it's gonna be added to my list. But I think I want to give that a chance, so I'll vote for Repo.
Yes.
Look, Brooke and I voting against each other every round so far.
It's
We'll see
okay,
if I
David.
can-
Oh, we disagreed. I could have gone with you, but let's.
Yep.
All right.
give it a
Matilda
chance.
and
Okay.
Perfect Blue. David, you haven't started around, so I'll let you go first this
Yeah.
time.
I mean, so I love Matilda. It's a classic. It's actually a kid's movie from when I was a kid. I was 11 when this came out. Perfect Blue is a movie I'd always heard about, and I didn't watch it until last year when I did my 90s horror. But it's been pretty dang recent since I watched it. And I will say I'm not the biggest anime fan. So for me, it didn't live up to the hype. So I'm going to vote for Matilda.
Okay, so I've been wanting to watch Perfect Blue for years, and Matilda, like I said, is one of my favorite movies, probably one of my most rewatched movies of all time. And the thing is, David, I don't know, I think you know, but we all know we have plans for this year with themes and everything. I'm just gonna let you know we're gonna be watching Matilda this year. Don't worry,
Fair.
we're gonna be watching it. So you're good. So I'm voting for Perfect Blue.
So this is fun. Between both of these movies, I've not seen Perfect Blue, and it is on my list of anime movies I want to watch. And I'm going to say a hot take on the internet. I like the remake of Matilda better. Sue me. The musical, I thought it was great, and I
It was
really
good.
enjoyed it.
I haven't
was
seen
really
it, but I
great.
want to watch that.
I will say though, I also really like the '90s version. I honestly think it's kind of hard to screw up Matilda as long as you get the whimsy down. Like you
Yeah.
get that Roald Dahl and energy in this movie, and it's going to be great either way. I think both versions are good, but I want to watch Perfect Blue. I saw Matilda pretty recently, so I'm going to pick Perfect Blue.
Okay.
Yay. All of the movies that I haven't watched moved on.
Oh wow, they
Yay.
did.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh,
Awesome.
wow, they did.
That's wonderful, actually.
All right. So now
Okay.
we are into our top four, or our final four, I suppose. So let's start from the bottom and go up. So Repo and Perfect Blue. David, you didn't pick either of these movies, so I'll let you go first.
Yeah, this is a tough one because one I just watched and it was fine, and the other I am planning on watching later this year. So I guess I'll go with Repo.
Okay.
Okay, River.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna, because I want to watch both of them, and I'm having a hard time like finding something, a reason to pick one. So I'm gonna go with, because it's the only animated movie that we have, I'm gonna go with Perfect Blue, just to have range.
I was so hoping that River would pick the same movie that David was, because in my mind, this is like, to me, this is like choosing between two movies that I really want to cover at some point. I really want to watch Perfect Blue. I've been meaning to get to it for a long time, but Repo is my baby, and therefore I'm really struggling here.
I mean, it was on your original list, so it would make sense for you to vote for it.
Yeah, but I didn't even consider Perfect Blue for this, and now that I know it's available, I'm like, because you'll see in a minute, but I did pick a different anime movie to put on my list. So once I picked that movie, I was like, okay, I'm not going to do any other anime movies, because I tried to get a big sampling of weird for my list. I'm gonna pick Repo. I really adore this film, and I really want to talk about it. It's so camp, like it's so great. So Repo, the genetic offer, moving into the final two.
Hey.
But will it go against I, Tonya, or Heathers? It's a 2017 Pinterest girlie's dream. I didn't pick either of these movies, so I feel like it is appropriate for me to go first here. If I had a choice between watching either of these movies tomorrow, I'm putting on Heathers. But I kind of want to talk about I, Tonya, because I think it's really interesting and unique compared to everything else here, and it does feel a bit wrong to not have at least one sports movie in ours, like pseudo.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, it's a sports movie.
Well,
yeah.
Heathers has cricket, technically, if you think about it.
True.
I don't count that. But
Well, okay.
I, Tonya is quite literally, it's a biography, but it's a sports biography, and I think that is something that could be fun to talk about in March Madness month. So I'm going to pick I, Tonya, with the note that I'm fine either way here.
Well, as a person who voted for both of these, I said at the beginning that I had a strong favorite of which one I wanted to watch. And it's Heathers. I haven't seen it in so long. I've been looking for an excuse to rewatch it. So I'm really excited about the potential that we could watch Heathers. If it doesn't move on, I understand. But I definitely want to watch Heathers.
Well, River.
The power that I feel right now. Okay, because you know what just came to my mind, because I'm rewatching the earlier seasons of Drag Race right now, and I just have in my head, who the fuck is Heather?
Oh, I'm a Heather now.
And you know what? I feel like just I'm in the mood. Like it's a movie that I've seen. So, like, I don't want to have to choose in the end. Like, I don't want the final matchup to be two movies that I haven't seen. So, because I wouldn't really, it would be even harder for me to choose because I want to watch both. So, because I'm just in the mood. Like, it just got me in the mood. So, I'm going to vote for Heathers because we're all Heathers. And it's like four of us. It's, you know.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Who out of the four is Veronica?
Me.
Well, that's
I couldn't tell you because it's been so long since I've seen it.
Okay, so real talk. Okay, if we're
we
going
know
to
how
do the
we're
Heathers-
voting.
Pause. River is Heather Chandler.
Absolutely.
okay.
Eduardo is Heather Duke. David is Heather McNamara, and I'm Veronica. That's just how we are. That is just who we are as people.
Fair.
So, are we ready to decide a winner?
Yeah, I think it's going to come down to River because Brooke, I think I know how you're voting, and we definitely know how I'm voting here. So
Well, David's picking Heather's. Clearly, from
I'm
what
picking
David
Heather's.
said. This is actually pretty hard for me because
Really?
out of all four of the movies, I really wanted all of these movies to get on in some point. I would love to talk about literally all 8 of these films, but I will be picking my baby Repo.
Okay. This is too much responsibility. I don't know.
You were picking the movie that we are watching, basically.
Yes.
I give you permission to break my heart.
Not even basically.
Okay.
I need to. It's not. To be clear, you're not breaking my heart. These are both really good movies that I would love to talk about.
Right. Okay. So, because I know I'm gonna watch this movie anyway, because I'm already interested, and because something came onto me and I'm in the mood. We're gonna go for Heather's. We're gonna do Heather's.
Yay!
We're
I'm so
watching
excited.
Heather.
How
Yeah.
dare you cut me off right now when I decided the movie? How dare you?
I'm sorry. Congratulations to Winona Ryder and all of the rest of the cast of Heathers. You've gotten your win today. Heathers will be our first movie for March Madness month. So, congratulations, Eduardo. Lovely bracket, Diva. You ate.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I am
The
very happy with the
choices, yeah.
decisions. I'm very happy with the choices that y'all made as well. I was rooting for the movies that I hadn't watched, but I would have been happy with any of them. And at some point, we'll talk about all of these movies, so it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh, don't worry. Repo will make an appearance before the end of the calendar year. If I have to
Oh,
ram it
absolutely.
in somewhere, it's coming up. It will be here.
Absolutely.
Don't worry about it even this much.
You will find.
So, next up here, deciding our next set of movies was River. So, River, tell the people at home what your goal was, and then we'll get into it.
Okay. So when we decided on the theme March Madness, I decided to take part of the theme literally. So I took the madness as my general theme of my choices. And then each bracket, like the two movies that are going against each other, there's a reason that I put them together. So that's how I'll give them to you. There's a different theme for each bracket, kind of. A different type of madness, if you will. So let's get into it.
So, for the record, one of the bracket groupings is movies that make Brooke get pissed, right?
Bracket number 1 is triggering Brooke.
So,
That's
Acid
the
check.
theme.
Acid check.
are we ready, River?
Oh, I am so ready. But are you?
Unfortunately. Here we go.
Okay. So we are
Yes.
starting off strong with the first theme being weird animal movies. So we have number 1, Air Bud from 1997, which is also a sports movie. So get into it. I think everyone is familiar with Air Bud, the dog
It's a
that
dog
plays
who plays
sports.
basketball.
So
Yeah.
in this one, the first one is basketball. So it's very wholesome. It's very camp. And it's, it gives childhood for me. So, and then of course I had to go with the other choice and the one that I knew, because I knew Air Bud was going to bother Eduardo and I knew Stuart Little was going to bother Brooke. So that's what, but also there are movies that I really enjoy and are like camp and fun. They're not like the best movies in the world, but they're just fun to watch. And sometimes I just want to have fun. You know what I mean? So yeah, my second choice is for this bracket is Stuart Little, the little mouse that is adopted. So yes, That's bracket number one. For number two, I actually had chosen something different, but then it's the one that I recently changed because of the recent passing of Catherine O'Hara. That I just love her as an actress, and I wanted to like rewatch and put something of hers here for us. So I decided to go with Best in Show because it's a mockumentary style movie directed by Christopher Guest with Catherine O'Hara, Eugene Levi, Jennifer Coolidge, and an amazing
Parker
cast.
Posey.
Yes, Parker Posey, and it's about a like dog, not convention, but like the
dog show.
Dog shows where they, the breeded dog shows, whatever, and it's very crazy and it's very funny. My favorite movie of hers. Yeah, so I love that movie and I want to rewatch it. So because I chose that, I was like, I want to go with something that is either a mockumentary or a documentary that is also like kind of wild. So I decided to go with Grey Gardens because it's something that I've been wanting to watch for a long time. To understand the reference for Jinx's Snatch Game, and also because of the cultural reference that it is outside of just that. And then for the third one, I just wanted to go with movies that one I have seen and one I have not. So I wanted to go with movies that are known to be bad movies. And one, Glitter, I haven't watched, so I don't know if it's bad, but I've heard only negative things about it. In an iconic way, I think. And then The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl is just so camp and so bad, but so good. And I've been wanting to rewatch that movie for so long because it's been too long. It's been too long. And then for the fourth one, I wanted to go with like movies that have duos as like iconic duos as the main characters. And I initially was going to go with two Disney Channel movies, but I decided to go with like one Disney Channel and one Nickelodeon because I wanted to do Good Burger. Because Kenan and Kel was one of my favorite shows growing up, and those two actors in a movie that is so nonsensical and so funny and so camp is just like my dream come true. I've seen this movie so many times, and it's just a good time. Is it good? No, technically, but do I love it? Yes, absolutely.
It is indeed.
And then the second, it really is. It really is.
Yeah.
And then to end off, I have Jump In with Corbin Bleu and Kiki Palmer. Because this movie is actually good. Like no joke, it's a great movie. Period.
Yeah.
But it's about like I think the theme is kind of where it's like the madness come in because it's like unusual. Because it's about jump roping competition. So like it's very niche, very specific.
Yeah.
But because I wanted to do a Disney Channel movie, this is the one I decided to go with because of the Queen, Kiki Palmer.
Mother herself.
So I'm excited to see your thoughts and discussions and choices.
So, David,
This
you've
is
seen all of
crazy.
these movies, right?
I have only seen half of these actually.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah, this was
What have
actually
you not
really
seen?
interesting. So I have not seen Grey Gardens. I haven't seen The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. I'm a little too old. I haven't seen
Wow.
Glitter, and I haven't seen Jump In. And that whole time when you were going through the list, I was purposefully not looking at that portion of the screen so I could be surprised as you brought them up.
Mhm.
Like, it's so tempting to look. But yeah, this is a very wild group of movies.
Yeah.
Eduardo,
so
what
I've
about you?
achieved my goal.
Yeah. I've actually, I think, only seen 3 of these movies. So mostly movies that I haven't watched. The only movies I have watched is Jump In, Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl, and Stuart Little. So actually, like you said that you picked Air Bud because you wanted to trigger me. You should have picked Air Buddies if you wanted to
True.
trigger me.
That's true.
That's what I've actually watched.
Yeah.
So
So
close
you
yet
missed
so
the
far.
post-recording conversation about the amount of movies in the Airbud franchise. There's like
I
90
almost
of
did
them.
Airbud 1, 2, 3, and then Airbud. It's like I
Nobody's.
couldn't. I couldn't.
Like Airbud Home Run Derby, Airbud Jet Set
The
Radio
volleyball
Airbud.
one is iconic. Okay.
Yeah. So I've seen all but 2 of these movies. Although I will say, coherently, I've seen 5 of these movies because I definitely watched Glitter Drunk in college. But so I've seen
You
everything
remember
other than Best in Show and Grey Gardens. I've been meaning to get around to both of them. Specifically Best in Show because that cast is iconic and I've been really wanting to watch it. But yeah, River, I'm irritated with you because you did successfully trigger me twice. So
Yay!
Yeah.
You also missed a different conversation about how shit the parents are in Stuart Little. That's
Totally.
So
if my parents would have done that to me, I would have rioted.
on site.
I would have been so
On
mad.
site. So to start off with 2 films, Airbud and Stuart Little, and River for making me choose between these movies. I will never forgive you.
This is the one that I'm the most excited for. Is like which one of the 2? I don't even care if they're not like chosen in the end. I just want to know which of the 2 you would collectively rather watch.
I would rather watch Airbud because if I have to watch another CGI frame of Stuart Little ever again, my eyes will bleed.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know because like I watched, as I said, I watched Air Buddies when I was younger, and I remember when I was younger I liked it, but looking back, why did I like it? So I am wondering if like I should choose Airbud just so I can have an excuse to finally watch the original, and also to have a sports movie in our March Madness. At least move
We
on
have
to the
2
second
technically
round.
because Jump In is also about sports.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the jump rope movie.
It's the jump rope movie. But yeah, I don't know. But I also at the same time, I kind of want us to have an episode on Stuart Little so that we can have a full extended talk about how awful the parents in Stuart Little are and how mad we all would be if that happened to us, which you just saw like a small rant of us doing it. We would go on for hours doing it in an actual episode. So I would love to do that. But I think I'd rather watch Airbud, I'm gonna be honest.
Thank God.
Wait, is this the first time where it's not gonna come down to somebody else breaking?
I guess so, but
Yeah.
still let us know your
Okay,
thoughts.
but I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I haven't seen either of these movies in at least 25 years. So I was just going to vote for the one that it's been the longer time since I've seen, which would be Airbud.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it's
Airbud.
Unanimous.
Rio Stuart
Unanimous
Little,
vote.
as it should be.
the one basketball movie. Yes, it makes sense.
Yes.
I live.
All right. So next up, Best in Show and Grey Gardens. I believe the films that we collectively are the least familiar with.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and start. So Grey Gardens, if you had put it up against any other movie on your list, I would be inclined to vote for it. But Best in Show is like probably a top 10 comedy of all time for me.
good.
I'm not saying that it's going to be what I ultimately decide to win, but it's so hard for me to vote against it in the first round, at least. Best in Show is mandatory viewing for everybody. I have to vote for that. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to be blunt. I want to see both of these movies, but quite frankly, I have put off watching Best in Show for no apparent reason, and I want to watch it really bad. So I'm going to pick Best in Show. As much as I would love to one day understand exactly what Little Edie was all about, but I love you, Jinx, but I'm picking Best in Show.
Yeah. Well, another unanimous one because I also would have picked Best in Show.
Okay. You
Just
said
based
fuck
on
Little Edie.
not because of Little Edie. Not
I'm
because of Little Edie. I am interested in watching Grey Gardens and figuring out what the hell is up with Little Edie and what the hell was Jinx doing in Snatch Game. And is it like, does it make sense? Is it accurate? I want to know so bad. But at the same time, just with like the news of Kathleen O'Hara passing recently and hearing the cast that this movie has, and then David saying that it's mandatory viewing if you want to watch like a good comedy, it got me excited. So
Yep.
I would have picked Best in Show anyway. So I'm glad that we ended up picking that one.
Also, did you all know there's another Grey Gardens that has Drew Barrymore as Little Edie?
Oh,
No.
Yeah,
that's
Crazy.
interesting.
I have it on DVD, but I've never actually watched it.
Okay.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl and Glitter. Eduardo,
Oh
you haven't
Lord.
you can have
Yeah.
a time here.
Okay. So I have such good memories of watching Shark Boy and Lava Girl. And like I really want us to talk about it at some point because it's such a camp movie. It's so stupid. I want us to talk about that dream song sequence so bad.
I was hoping someone
Specifically,
would bring it up.
dream, 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 dream.
Dream.
I want us to talk about it so bad, but at the same time, I haven't watched Glitter, and I feel like as a queer person, I have to watch Glitter at some point in my life, and I haven't yet. And I want us to talk about a bad movie at some point, like near, like soon, because the movies that we have watched here have all been amazing, good movies, and I want us to talk about a movie that is absolute trash. And I'm excited that Glitter could be that movie. So for that reason alone, I am gonna pick Glitter, but I would be happy with either one of these moving forward.
Can I just say one quick thing that I forgot to mention when I was introducing Shark Boy and Love Girl? Because
Yes.
okay, I have a distinctive memory of when this came out. It was when it was 3D when it came out in the movies. And it was back when the 3D glasses were the red and blue on it. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah.
And I remember they had a special of one of the glasses was pink and like a lava, like the Lava Girl
Oh,
Yeah.
edition, and then they had one for Shark Boy. So like I remember I had both because I got both, and I remember keeping those glasses for such a long time. Like it was such a formative time for me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Speaking of Shark Boy and Lava Girl in terms of childhood, I vividly remember when this movie came out, the Happy Meal toys that were around for that in the US.
Mhm.
I distinctly remember there being a posable lava girl that did not look anything like Taylor Dooley. But that's just how it is. No shade to Miss Dooley here on this podcast. It is interesting because Shark Boy and Lava Girl now has like a pseudo sequel and We Can Be Heroes that came out about 5 or 6 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's been that long. It was COVID adjacent. I don't remember exactly when around COVID.
Mhm.
But Glitter, on the other hand, so like I mentioned, I only remember watching it drunk, but it was not anything that I ever hope to revisit, just being honest. If my drunk memories hold up, and based on reputation, they do, I want an excuse to talk about big head George Lopez, so I'm gonna go with Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Oh my god.
I love that you, David, you are going to be the deciding factor in this specific decision.
This
Yes.
is amazing.
I'm excited for this. So back in 2017, I had a group of friends. We would watch movies together frequently, and we decided to do like a once a month bad movie night. We started with The Room. It was right before The Disaster Artist came out, so we had to do that. We watched things like Wicker Man, Battlefield Earth, several, and we had like a list of potential ones, but it kind of died out. But one of these movies was on that list, so maybe this could be my chance to finally have that bad movie night. So I'm going to pick Glitter.
I was thinking like it can honestly be either.
Yeah, truly. But we
Also,
Well,
do
fun
need
fact,
to talk
I
about.
just recently thrifted in DVD The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Nice.
We do need to talk about that movie at some point on this channel.
We should.
There's a
Mhm.
lot of movies we need to talk about at some point. I just want to be
Yeah.
clear.
I'm just glad we talked about it a little bit already. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's chaos. Good Burger and Jump In. I am extremely biased towards one of these movies. I like them both, but I adore Jump In. It's one of the rare Disney Channel movies that's actually really good.
So good.
Is it cheesy as hell? Absolutely, but it's a fun kind of cheesy, and it's also Kiki Palmer and Corbin Blue. Like, what more can a 2000s child ask for?
Hello.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking Jump In.
I don't know. I don't know where to go with this because I do remember watching Jump In, and I remember really liking the song, specifically "Jumping, Jumping to the Limit, Limit." Like
Push it to the limit? Yes.
Evolve. Yes.
I remember that song like really well. I remember like the competition and them jumping rope. So I have very good memories of it, but I think I only watched it once. So it would be great to revisit it. But at the same time, I've never seen Good Burger, and I feel like I do need to watch it at some point. And
You
like,
do.
and
And
like
if you
I've
can
seen
watch
clips
high,
of it.
I would recommend it.
Like I want to do that. I want to experience that. I want to experience me watching Good Burger high. I think that would be so funny, and it would be so funny for me to come on this channel and talk about how crazy this movie was while watching it high. So, just to create a little bit of suspense, I will choose Good Burger.
Okay.
Okay.
So Nickelodeon versus Disney, which one? So I've seen one of these a few times, and I have not seen the other one. Good Burger was part of my childhood. I watched all that, so I knew the skit before the movie came out. Jump In, I notoriously just have not watched DComs. Like I've seen maybe two.
Mhm.
So I'm a little torn.
Which two? Were they High School Musical 1 and 2?
So a few years ago, people made me watch High School Musical. So that's one. And then Wish Upon a Star, I watched back in the 90s when it came out.
Okay.
But I think those are
You've
the
never
only
seen
ones.
Cheetah Girls?
Nope.
Gag.
Nope.
Okay.
Gag.
Anything else I haven't seen? Wait, should we swap Best in Show out for Cheetah Girls?
No, absolutely
Okay.
not.
I mean, we
This
might
bracket is
be
cursed enough as,
covering.
as possible.
We might be covering Cheetah Girls in the future.
Okay.
It has been discussed previously among panelists.
It
That is
has
all
come
we
up.
can say about that.
Yeah.
Well, David?
So I will say I did rewatch Good Burger not too long ago, right before the sequel came out. And you all said Jump In is actually good. So I'm going to take your word for that, and I'm going to vote for Jump In.
That's fair. That's fair.
See, I made sure to put at least one good movie in the first, in the first two brackets, and one actually good movie in the second two. So you could go for a good movie versus a good movie in the end if you wanted to.
Yeah.
In the middle of the mess.
Well, speaking of the mess, let's again start from the bottom with Glitter and Jump In. I feel like I'm going to be outvoted here. I do. I can feel it coming. But I will again say, I have no desire to ever watch Glitter ever again. Sober, high, I don't care. I don't need to see it ever again. So I'm picking Jump In, and I'm praying against my logic right now that it's going to go through.
Well, I'm gonna make you sweat a little bit because I do want to watch Glitter because I genuinely want us to talk about a horrible movie. I want us to talk about one of the worst movies that we could watch, and I truly am excited that Glitter could genuinely be that movie. I am so excited thinking about it. Like, I want us to have that experience of just shitting on a movie so bad. Just so
A
bad.
non-Oscar nominated movie.
Yeah.
Did it get Razzie
R.I.P.
nominations?
R.I.P. Gosford Park.
I think it won Razzies, like several of them, in fact.
That should be a
Yeah.
monthly theme. Razzie nominees.
We've
Next
thought
January,
about it.
everybody. Next
We've
January.
thought about it. But yeah, I will pick Glitter because I really want us to talk about a horrible movie.
Mhm.
Okay. All I can say is hashtag team make Brooke sweat glitter.
Oh
Yay!
my god!
Yay!
Like I said, I could feel it coming. I knew it was going to happen. Does
You
that
felt
make me
it coming in
happy
the air
about it?
tonight. Okay.
Quite literally, yes. Phil Collins. But I'm paranoid now. That's where I'm at. I'm now
But you know what? We could have had the two sports movies potentially battle out, in the end. Now we
Yeah.
can't, but we could have.
Real talk, it could have been Stuart Little. So
Imagine if it was the finale was Stuart Little versus Glitter, Brooke.
I would have picked Glitter, but not happily. So speaking of Air Bud versus Best in Show, dog movies.
Dog
Dog
movies.
Yes,
movies.
dog movies.
David, you went last in the last couple of rounds. You can go first this time.
I mean, I wish I could bring myself to vote for something random here, but I just have to go with a really quality film in Best in Show.
Okay. I am still on the train of Make Brooke Sweat, even though I know that this movie is not gonna end up getting picked. I don't care. I just want to go against Brooke's wishes, just for this bracket alone,
Just for the
because I think it
chaos,
would be
yes.
funny. Just for the chaos. I know it's not gonna move forward, and I think Best in Show is probably a great movie that no matter what, whether it ends up winning or not, I will end up watching. But just to make Brooke sweat a little bit, even if it doesn't move forward, I'm gonna pick Airbud because I think it's funny.
You know what? I changed my vote. No, I'm kidding.
Let's move on to the final.
Hey, all right.
I see no reason to drag it out. Everyone's fine. I don't like.
I knew the minute that I changed and put Best in Show in my list, I knew immediately that it was going to make it to the finale. Because I knew that David had seen it. And I was like, imagining that David would be like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like I should just go and get my opinion out of the way. I'm picking Best in Show. I pray to God it wins. If I have to
Yeah.
watch Glitter again, I will never forgive
the
either
glitter
of
is
you.
in the finale. I love that it
And-
made it to the finals. You know, that's iconic.
Yeah. And just to make Brooke sweat again, I'm genuinely, I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, I want us to watch a horrendous movie, like the worst, one of the worst movies you've ever watched. I'm so excited. Like genuinely, I want it to happen so bad. It would be so funny, and I don't care if Brooke is mad at me for years. I don't care. It would be so funny. It would be so hilarious. So I am voting for Glitter just to piss off Brooke.
Okay. Wow. I'm really torn.
You want to have your bad movie night or
It's so tempting right now, actually.
right?
You know what? Let's live on the edge. Let's watch Best in Show.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. 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 Yeah.
No, you got me.
I
You
think
got
this
me
is-
out.
A genuinely better choice. Yeah.
Oh, you all are gonna love this.
Oh my, it's
I
so
am
good.
so happy. Thank God.
Honestly, David, thank you for playing around.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Thank you.
I mean, I was team make Brooke sweat, so all the way to
Yeah,
the end.
sure.
I
Best
knew,
in
like
Show.
when I put this in, I just knew it was gonna. I had a feeling that it was gonna be the one.
Yeah.
Rail River, you wanted to be chaotic and you succeeded. So congratulations.
Yay! You
Um,
ate with the choice, honestly.
out of what was available in the semifinals, it was by far the best choice. So
I mean, it is just a great movie. Like it is weird, it
Yeah.
is whatever. Like it's good. So
all right. So now I think it's time for me to introduce my level of my brand of weird here on this day. I went with a weird theme. My general idea was that I wanted to pick movies that were kind of, sort of, barely in a way related, as in like they have like something similar about them. For the most part, there's one pairing here that makes no damn sense, and it was just the best I could do with both of these movies being involved in my bracket.
Sure.
But the 8 movies I have chosen, and none of you know what I have, so we're gonna see how weird this is about to get. So we have
Okay.
that movie at the top is Us from 2019, Jordan Peele film. Then its matchup is Seven from 1995. Both of these movies are really great. I'm pretty sure everyone here has seen Us, so I don't feel the need to really go into depth. But basically, everyone has a doppelganger and murder ensues. But Seven is a really great thriller. There's a serial killer killing people based around the 7 deadly sins. That is all you need to know.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
And that too.
Have we all seen that too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
They're
I
both
don't know
great
about-
movies. Both so good.
For the record, I have seen all 8 movies on this list, so don't worry about trying to get a movie I haven't seen. I would have been movies I really liked that I wanted to talk about. Soylent Green. This is my favorite sci-fi movie of all time. This movie is absolute chaos. There is a food shortage and the world has gone to shit. That is all I will dare say about this movie. Because you need to remain as unspoiled as possible.
Okay.
Grave of the Fireflies. I told you I picked an anime movie.
Oh Lord.
Finally,
You with the, not the depression again, Brooke. Come on.
It's
Brooke, why do you keep doing this to us?
This is the single most depressing movie I have ever watched, and if it's my job to do anything on this podcast, it's to bring the depression. So here you go. It's a film about a brother and a sister, and it's in Japan in World War II. That's all you get from me right now.
Okay.
Legally Blonde. Do I need to detail how much we love Elle Woods? We love Elle Woods.
Iconic.
Blonde lawyer in the early 2000s when blonde was still a thing. So there you go. Matched up against our second Disney Channel original movie of the day, Lemonade Mouth. Another one of the DCOMs that's actually just a really good movie. Actually, I'm going to take that back. The movie itself is okay, but the soundtrack slaps. It's a musical about... It's basically, what if the Breakfast Club turned into a band? That's Lemonade Mouth. And you know what? I love it a lot. It's great. Then finally, I have Akilah and the Bee, starring Keke Palmer. I just want to be clear, this movie will be talked about at some point on this podcast, but I felt like this was a good opportunity to try to ram it in early. It's the Spelling Bee movie. That is all. And then finally, Little Miss Sunshine, which I bet out of everyone here, the only person who's seen it is David. But David's face, maybe I'm wrong. Ooh.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I just love it.
It's a family driving to take their daughter to a beauty pageant, and it is a very deep film, and I do not want to make it seem like it is just a surface level thing. This movie is a comedy that managed to get nominated for a shit ton of Oscars, if that tells you anything. So be aware of that. I love all of these movies in some way. I think they are all really good in some way. So, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So,
I have-
how many of these have you seen?
I've seen Us. I've seen Seven. I've seen Legally Blonde. I remember clips of Lemonade Mouth, but I don't remember the whole movie. So you could kind of say I watched it, but I don't remember any of it. And I think that's it. So 3.5.
Okay.
Becker?
So I have seen Us, Seven, Legally Blonde, and Akilah and the Bee.
Okay, I've seen 5 of these. The ones I have not seen are Soylent Green, Grave of the
Soylent.
Fireflies, Soylent.
Soylent.
Soy, lint, green, and lemonade mouth.
David hasn't seen a decom. What?
I know.
But-
Crazy.
But
Who would
Yeah.
have
There
said
are, I think, 3 5-star films on Letterboxd for me here.
that? Oh,
Oh. Okay.
So let me see
Is
if I can figure it
it-
out. I know
Little
for a
Miss
fact
Sunshine?
what one of them is. I know for a fact what one of these 5 stars is, David.
Okay.
Actually, I'll wait until after the recording because I don't want to influence decisions. I'll leave it at that.
okay.
Okay.
They might come up in context, but I can tell you right now, David. You know that I know for a fact what one of them is, and I think you can tell. So let's get started with Us versus Seven, aka the horror movie fight.
Yeah. Lord. You really put 2 amazing movies here and just told us to fight
These are
amongst
all-
ourselves. These are both incredibly good movies. As I've said, I've watched both of these, but I watched one of these a lot more recently than the other, and therefore that's why I'm leaning towards one way rather than the other. I think Seven is basically a perfect movie. I think it's amazing. I want us to talk about it at some point. It's such an amazing storytelling, and it's so cool. But I haven't seen Us in years, and I want us to talk about it, and I want to rewatch it. So my vote is going to be for Us.
Okay, so I'm kind of on the same page because both of these movies are amazing, like incredible movies. Seven is a movie that I've seen many times, and I have watched it recently, like last year with my grandpa. In Us, I've only seen once when it came out, and I remember loving it so much. And I've been wanting to revisit it, and I haven't. So for that reason, I'm gonna go with Us.
Okay, copy and paste everything they just said. I did my 90s rewatch of like horror movies last year. So I rewatched Seven. I am watching Us late next year, but that's almost 2 full years away. So yeah, Us, I've been wanting to rewatch for quite a while. I don't think I've rewatched it since 2019.
Yeah, I've only seen it once when it came out, and that's it. Also because it's
Yeah.
not an easy watch necessarily. So
Yeah,
It's
that's
actually-
true.
It's actually
Yeah.
my favorite Jordan Peele film.
Real. You are so real
Yeah.
for that, David.
I'll need
Taste.
to watch Nope, and then I'll get back on you.
Nope, it's so good. It was
Okay.
my favorite movie of 2022.
Okay, I'll get back to you with that one, but I'm very interested. Anyways,
Soylent Green and Grave of the Fireflies.
okay, I want to start with this one because Grave of the Fireflies is something that has been on my list for so long. And one of my dearest friends, like when I asked her for a list of Studio Ghibli films, like in the order of her, like the ones that she would recommend me to watch, like knowing me, right? And that was her number one. But she said only what, like she explained a little bit about the movie and said about how depressing it is. And she said, you need to be in the correct space in your head to watch this. And so I haven't gotten to it yet, but I've been wanting to watch it for so long. But Soylent Green, I've never heard of. The brief description that you gave sounded so interesting to me. I love movies from the 70s and just generally. And so because I know I'm going to watch Grave of the Fireflies eventually, like I'm trying to get to it this year at least, I'm going to vote for Soylent Green.
David Eduardo.
Okay, I guess I'll go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty torn because I haven't seen either of these movies. I really don't know much about Soylent Green other than what Brooke just said. I've heard the name, but that's about it. Grave of the Fireflies, I mean, I've heard it's great. I'm not the biggest anime fan though. I do like the idea of watching something that I haven't seen yet though. So both of these I'm kind of high on actually. Just to keep it interesting, I'll go with Grave of the Fireflies.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to go last because I actually want horrible news for you, Brooke. My English teacher when I was around 8 did spoil Soylent Green for me, so I know the big twist of it, unfortunately. Uh,
No! Why would someone do that to you?
yeah, I was 8 years old, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I watched this movie, and here's the big twist." So unfortunately for you, that is like really bad news. But at the same time, since I've had this movie on the brain since I was 8 years old, and I haven't watched it, although I do know the big twist, I still want to watch it because like it's been this huge mystery for me since I was like 8 or younger. So that's why I'm gonna vote for Solid Green.
Okay.
I am so happy that did not turn the other way, which is that I know the twist and therefore I don't want to watch it.
Yeah, that would
No,
I would have
because
been so sad.
I know the
Like,
twist,
no-
but I don't know anything leading up to it, and I don't know how any of the story goes. And it's been living on my brain since I was 8 years old, and I just haven't watched it.
yeah. Legally Blonde and Lemonade now.
I'll start this one. So, Legally Blonde is a fun one. I have great memories of watching that in high school because I was in high school when it came out. Lemonade Mouth, I'm just not familiar with. I was intrigued by the Breakfast Club starting a band of it all. So
That's
the fact that
literally
the fact that I am kind of inclined to push something forward that I haven't seen, I'm going to go ahead and vote for Lemonade Mouth, which might be surprising.
Yeah,
It's a great
honestly,
cast,
it
by the way.
is.
It is, but in a
It's like
good way.
Disney Channel Who's
Yeah.
Who, Mother Bridget Mendler. So
Yeah,
did
I
you
haven't
see
seen it either.
if you saw the live action Aladdin, Naomi Scott is in this movie as well.
Oh, yeah. I like
Uh,
her. Smile too.
of course,
I love her
icon,
in that.
legend.
And also the guy that what is his name? He's a bad guy in everything he's in, and he's rather famous. Plays the principal, and I cannot remember his name. It might be the bad guy from Happy Gilmore. I think I don't know. I'm gonna look into it while you all debate. Continue.
Eduardo, do you want to go next? Because I don't know.
I don't know because because I love Legally Blonde. Everyone loves Legally Blonde. Like I think all of us do, or at least I'd like to imagine that we do. Like
Yes.
it's such a fun movie. It's so camp. I love it. Every time I watch it, I do think of the musical, specifically with "Is It Gay or European?"
Every fandom needs a gay or European AMV.
Yes, I've seen. That's why I actually learned that Legally Blonde exists because I watched a Danganronpa Gary European MV. So
That's
that's
iconic.
that's how I learned about Legally Blonde. Weirdly enough, but at the same time, like I remember watching like bits and clips of Lemonade Mouth, but I don't remember anything about the story and how anything goes. And I don't know why my algorithm is convinced that I am a hardcore fan of Lemonade Mouth because it keeps showing me like clips and people being like, I need a remake of Lemonade Mouth and people just loving on Lemonade Mouth. So I don't know how to feel. So just because I don't remember any of it, I'm also gonna vote for Lemonade Mouth.
Okay, because I was also gonna vote for Lemonade Mouth.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I just recently watched Legally Blonde 2. Like, even though it's not the same one, I'm just like, I want to see something new, you know?
Yeah. Legally Blonde too. Ooh.
Hey, I liked it. Not too much. Where's the
It's just
third
a
one?
very
Where
hard
Al is
to get this
president?
quality.
Where is
Oh,
it?
they have a prequel TV series coming out called Elle. That's coming out in a few months, actually. Mhm.
And then also don't forget about Legally Blondes, which may be the single worst movie I have sat through in the past 5 years.
Yeah, I haven't
It's,
watched that.
no, it's bad. It's painful.
I want to start the next round as the person who has seen Little Miss Sunshine. Kind of like Best in Show. I feel like this is a movie everybody needs to see. I like Aquila and the Bee. It's cute. I watched it for the first time like 5 years ago. But Little Miss Sunshine is just so endearing, so heart-wrenching too. Like, man, it's impossible for me to not vote for Little Miss Sunshine.
For the record, I just would like to establish that these are two of my 10 favorite movies of all time. And I'm trying to worm them all into the podcast at some point. So I felt like putting only two of them on this list was fair. So I'll leave it there for now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go because this is an easy choice for me. Because I love Aquila and the Bee. It's a great movie. I've seen it recently. Like last year, I rewatched it, and I have never seen Little Miss Sunshine. It's been on my to watch list for ever, and I just for some reason never got to it. This actually last month I almost started watching it, but then I decided to watch something a little shorter because I was too tired and I knew I was gonna fall asleep in the middle of it. And so I feel like maybe this is my chance. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go with that.
Okay. Yeah, that's good because I was also gonna go for Little Miss Sunshine. Yeah, like I haven't seen Aquila and the Bee, but I've seen enough clips of it that I kind of know how things go and how things kind of seem to finish, and so I am still interested in watching it at some point and to actually sit down and watch the whole thing. But I don't know anything about Little Miss Sunshine. I generally blank canvas here, so I think that would be very interesting for us to watch at some point. Like something I know nothing about, so that's why I also would have gone for Little Miss Sunshine.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear it. All right. Once again, starting from the bottom, Little Miss Sunshine and Lemonade Mouth.
Oh.
Okay, can I go first?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because this is okay. I do want to eventually watch both of these movies, but I'm a low key a little embarrassed that I haven't seen Little Miss Sunshine yet. So I need to go for that, because it's time.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think I know where David's gonna go. I'm pretty sure I know. So do I want to do the same thing and just vote for the other one just because it's funny?
Do what you want, Diva.
You know what? Yes, I'm gonna vote for Lemonade Mouth because I think it's funny just to vote for it.
Okay, well, I did say I was hoping to have an opportunity to watch something I haven't seen yet, so I'm voting for Little Miss Sunshine.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah. You already pulled that last time. You cannot pull it again. We already know your tricks.
Okay, well, let me pull it this time. I want to vote for something I haven't seen yet. I'm voting for Soylent Green.
There you go.
Okay.
River Eduardo?
I'm just gonna break the suspense. I'm so sorry. I love Us. I think it's an incredible movie, but I've had this movie stuck in my brain since I was 8. I have to watch it at some point, and I have to find my English teacher and beat the shit out of her for spoiling this movie for me. So,
for the record, if I ever run into Eduardo's English teacher, I'm gonna beat the shit out of her because you have been robbed of one of the single best cinematic experiences you will ever have as a movie watcher.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate. So but just because I cannot have that experience doesn't mean I don't want us as a podcast to have that experience. And I want to see what River and David think since they haven't seen it. So I will also vote for Soylent Green.
Well, I was going to vote for it too because I'm just excited. hearing about it for the first time here, I'm like, I'm excited about this actually.
Yeah.
So, because Little Miss Sunshine, like that has been on my list, on my to watch list for so many years, and I know a little bit about the movie, and like but I don't know, something about just hearing about a movie for the first time and like immediately being interested in it is just doing it for me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So like, I'm gonna vote for Soylent Green.
Okay.
All right. So
David, I
I'm
think
assuming that's
I know
round-
where you're
that's
going,
the
right?
final, I assume. Yes, between these two.
What's that?
I'm assuming that was River's vote between Soylent Green and Little Miss Sunshine. Was
Yes.
how
Oh,
I
was
read
it?
that.
Oh, it
Yeah.
was. Okay.
Yeah, I
didn't
thought that was
realize.
how I heard that. I wanted to make sure I didn't assume because
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
that's
that
what I
is
took
my
for that,
vote.
but I just wanted to triple check.
Yeah.
Okay,
Should I do? And that's the T.
that's the T.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say like this is the maybe toughest matchup we've had so far for me out of all 3 rounds. I really don't know which way to go. Like it's a movie I really love or a movie that I'm now very curious about. So just because I'm so torn, I'm gonna tie it up and vote for Little Miss Sunshine.
Damn. Damn,
Okay.
putting all the pressure on me. Okay.
Mhm.
I do need to watch both of these movies anyways. Like, I have to do it. And I am embarrassed that I haven't watched Little Miss Sunshine, but I'm also embarrassed that I haven't watched Soylent Green. Um, I think I need to fulfill the prophecy. I think I need to fulfill the prophecy that my English teacher forced upon me when I was 8 years old. And she spoiled this goddamn movie, but I have to experience it at some point. So I will be voting for Soylent Green.
All right.
Okay.
This is
I'm very
the
happy.
best day
Interesting.
of my entire life. I am so damn happy. We are
You see, I pissed
doing
you off last
Soylent
bracket, and I made
Green.
you happy this bracket. There you go.
Mhm.
Okay, Eduardo, you're forgiven for trying to push quitter.
There you go. You're welcome.
You're forgiven for making us watch Gosford Park. You know.
I didn't know. I didn't know. I also suffered through that. I thought it was gonna be a good movie. You cannot blame me. I saw Maggie Smith, and I thought this is about to be a good movie. You cannot blame me for this.
I also thought it was gonna be good, so I
am
don't blame you.
equally as a victim as both of you are. You cannot blame me for this.
I'm just gagged. Like I was hopeful because I didn't think I knew at least Eduardo and River hadn't seen it, so I was hopeful that it would go through. I didn't think it would make it all the way to the end, and I am now over the moon. So I'm so happy because this is an
Love that
experience
for
I
you.
want to see all of you have. Is that incredible film? So Soylent Green.
Yay! I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. A movie I haven't seen.
Finally.
You're gonna watch
There you
because
go. Finally.
because I have seen all the ones I have on my bracket.
There you go. All right. So, David, it is now time for you.
Yes.
Would you like to preface yours?
I would. I want to run like I had a hard time narrowing down this list once I came up with the theme. I have a very specific theme. So I'm just going to name some honorable mentions and see if Eduardo or River can tell what the theme is, but some of the ones that did not make the cut are On Becoming a Guinea Fowl, Goodnight Mommy, Armand, Border, The Innocents, Capernaum, She is Conan, Mads, Climax, One Cut of the Dead, Cinema Paradiso.
Oh, you were gonna put Cinema Paradiso on there.
I need to watch Cinema Paradiso.
That's been on my list. That's also one on my
I would have
list.
pushed
Like,
that damn hard if you would have put that on there.
Okay, you all give up.
I'm
Should I say what
gonna
it
be
is?
so honest.
is
I
it-
haven't watched 90% of those movies.
Okay.
So
I don't think I've seen one.
so my only
They
thought.
seem to be all like older-ish.
Some of them
before
are newer.
2000?
Yeah, some of
Yeah,
them
some
are
of them are
from this
newer.
decade,
Okay.
actually.
So my immediate thought was like something with parents or like with a mother.
Not quite. I could see how you would get that. These are all films that are not American and not in English. I am
Lovely.
going with
Lovely.
non-English films from different countries.
Okay, I'm excited
Yes.
about this then.
And I tried my
I
best
love that.
to get representation from different countries. There is one exception, and I'll explain that once we get up to it.
Did you include our countries?
I included one of your
I'm
countries.
like, wait.
I'm curious which one it was. I'm curious which one it was.
Well,
I will say,
But I do love. I love the theme. Love that.
Yeah.
knowing David's list here. The second I saw three of the, I've only seen two of these movies, but I know about four of them. And I saw some of these titles. I'm like, okay, that's what David's going for. But
and I think like a secondary theme, like I'm pretty sure all of these movies have made me cry. So
Okay.
be prepared.
Okay, good to know. Yes.
Here we go.
Okay, so
Of course.
For my first matchup, we have a theme of pregnancy and how to deal with that when you are not ready to be a mother. The Girl with the Needle is a film from Denmark. It's in Danish. It is a dark gothic film about a young pregnant woman trying to find out how to deal with this. And it takes such a dark and horrific turn. It really is almost like a horror movie in itself. Like some of the stuff as it unfolds is shocking. It's beautiful. It's black and white. It only came out like a little over a year ago. It was nominated for Best International Feature last year at the Oscars. It's great. It's great.
Yeah,
and
I was
it's
gonna say
haunting.
I heard of this movie somewhere, and I was gonna ask if it was an award season. But yeah, it was last year.
Yes. And that's up against Roma, which is a Mexican film. It's in Spanish. So this is another woman dealing with being pregnant. She is a maid for this Spanish family in Mexico. And it's really, truly like haunting. This is another one that's black and white, even though it's a newer movie. It was nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars in 2019. I thought it was going to be the first foreign language film to win Best Picture, but Green Book won.
Controversially,
yeah, Roma should have won.
Wait, hold on. Didn't Parasite win the year before?
No, it was the year after. Yeah,
the year after. Okay.
Yeah, it came out in 2019 and won in 2020. Which I mean, I would have picked Parasite, but everybody's seen that, I'm sure. But yeah,
we haven't.
Oh, really? Okay.
Criminally, criminal. Wow. I know.
Yeah. Lock me up. I should.
But yeah, Roma. I'll be honest, it is a little slow, but it's still a movie that can be slow yet captivating. I went and watched it in the theaters twice, even though it was a Netflix film. I'm glad I got to watch it the theatrical way. It's so beautiful. Speaking of beautiful, the next film is Life is Beautiful. This is an Italian film. I've talked to you all about it pretty recently. This was nominated back in 1999. It technically came out in 97. It was released in the States in 98, so it was up for the 99 Oscars. But it is basically an Italian film that takes place during the Holocaust, but it has a throwback feel, like a musical from the 1950s. It feels like Technicolor. It has this romance that's unfolding before you with so much joy and passion, with this kind of dark motif of what's going on in the world and what's going on around them. It's such an emotional film. It's captivating. But this is an Italian film from Italy. And I did pair it with another film that represented Italy. This is the only kind of exception that I had. It's Io Capitano. It represented Italy a couple of years ago in the Oscars. It's actually the primary languages in it are Wolof, which is a West African language, and French. It's about these refugees that are fleeing, I think it's Senegal, I could be wrong, but they're trying to get to Italy. and they are having the most tumultuous time trying to cross deserts and cross the ocean to get to this promised land of hope. It's hauntingly beautiful. There's one specific scene in it that is simultaneously one of the most beautiful scenes I've seen and one of the most heartbreaking scenes I've seen. It's mesmerizing. Great film. So my next matchup here, we have kind of the queer or queer adjacent films. So Rafiki, I've talked to you all about this. This is a Kenyan film. It's in Swahili, but it actually does have a lot of English as well. It is about two queer women in Kenya falling in love. And this is probably one of the lightest films we have on this list. Like, there's a lot of joy as you see their romance unfold. It's beautiful, even though Kenya is not a place that is very welcoming of like queer people. Like, this film was actually banned in Kenya, but it's so good. And I put that up with Close, which is a Belgian film that's in French. This is about two 12-year-old boys who are very close friends. It's before they're tainted by the world. They are very affectionate, very physical with each other. Okay, even talking about this is getting me really emotional. But these two boys are always like physical, like, because they're friends, they love each other. But everything changes when a group of girls come and ask them if they're gay. And yeah, it's just kind of tragic to see this film where toxic masculinity just first starts. Oh man, I bawled. I bawled watching this in the theaters. It's so good. Okay, now the last pair we have, it's kind of the two wild cards here. So we have Train to Busan, which is a Korean film from South Korea. This is a horror film. It's a zombie film. But it's not what you expect. Well, it's definitely not what I expected when I watched it. I didn't expect it to have so much heart. This was another movie that made me cry in ways I didn't expect. I couldn't believe it took me as long as I mean, it only took me about 5 years to watch this, but it still felt like, wow, why did I not watch this sooner? I love Train to Busan. And I put that up against the only animated film on this list, which is Morona's Fantastic Tale. This is a French film from France. It is an animated film. I will go ahead and spoil this. It is about a dog who is hit by a car and dies. You find that out at the beginning of the film, but then the dog goes back through his memories of different owners he's encountered. And it is the most unique animation style I've seen in any animated movie. It's so abstract, it's so creative, and this is another movie that just like has so much heart behind it. So I'm very passionate about all 8 of these films, and I don't think you all can go wrong. So I'm excited to see how this goes.
So
Okay, I love your list. I will be adding all of those to my list anyway.
Yay.
I will say my decision will be made because your descriptions and the way that you presented, I'm like, I was paying attention closely because that's what I'm taking into consideration deciding, because I don't know. The only movies that I've heard of before was The Girl with the Needle, because of just hearing about it during award season last year. But I haven't seen like a scene of it or anything. I don't know. Life is Beautiful because I've heard about it so much, because it's I think a more known out of the list. And Rafiki because of the other time that recently that you mentioned to us. So yeah, the way that you presented those was very interesting, and I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah. So I've actually seen 2 of these movies, and I've heard of a few of them that I haven't seen. Roma, I saw because I made it my mission to try to watch all the Best Picture nominees that year. I don't think I got to all of them, but I did manage to get to Roma because of Netflix, and that was very deep experience. I don't want to go into spoiler detail here, but a very great movie. And then I happened upon my favorite zombie film of all time, Train to Busan, and I'm just going to say this. David is 100% correct. This is a zombie movie. It is so much more than a zombie movie. And I want that to be abundantly clear when we're voting. This is like one of the best Korean films of all time, probably. At least out of the ones I've seen. Like, it is an incredible film. I don't think we have ever in America created a horror movie that has more heart than this that I can think of. So be aware of that. This is a lot more than just a zombie movie. Don't go into this thinking it's going to be World War Z. Like, there's a lot more here.
Yeah, I've actually only seen one of these movies, and it's not the movie that you think it is. I've actually only seen Train to Busan.
Okay.
Which I will just say I agree with everything that has been stated. I will say I watched it when I was 13. That's the only thing I'll say. But I have heard about many of these movies. I remember you talking to me about Marona's Fantastic Tale. You talked to me about it at some point, and it's been on my watch list for a while now. I remember the conversation about Rafiki. Of course, I've heard about Roma. I'm Mexican. I need to have at least heard about it at some point. And I remember last year, The Girl with the Needle being nominated, but I never actually watched it. So I'm actually very interested to see what ends up winning this bracket, because there's a lot of good here. There's a lot of really good here. So I
love that David went serious. You're like, okay. No, we're not doing. No, it's all good, serious, great movies. No.
Yeah, five of these have been nominated for Best International Feature or Best Foreign Film. The only three that haven't are Rafiki, Train to Busan, and Marona's Fantastic Tale.
And for the record, I will tell you right now, from what I know about two of these movies, two of them should have been. And I can't speak to the third one because I don't really know much about Marona's Fantastic Tale. I've actually never heard of it, to be 100. I did look up pictures because I was curious. When David said it was animated, I'm like, I want to see what this looks like, and it looks adorable. So, but David said he cried, which means it's probably going to be really sad. But
yeah.
All right.
The dog dies.
No!
It's an animated dog movie, David. Of course, the dog dies
at the beginning.
All right. So, are we ready to get started?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, Girl with the Needle and Roma.
Can I start with this one? Because it's my country.
Sure.
And therefore, no matter what, I feel like I have to back my country, no matter what. I am very interested in The Girl with the Needle, and the way that you talked about it. It seems like I would actually like that more, but I cannot back down. I have to back my country no matter what. And I am genuinely so ashamed that I haven't watched Roma. So I will be voting for Roma. I will be rooting for Roma throughout this bracket. But genuinely, if it loses, it'll be fine. Genuinely. But I have to back my country.
On that note, I'm going to go next, because when you presented the movie, David, I was like, okay, I'm interested in both of them with the theme. And like I said, all of these are going to be added to my list anyways, so I will eventually get to them. However, if I am given the choice of choosing between an European movie and a Latin movie, I'm gonna go for Mi Gente Latina every fucking time. You best believe. Okay, so but I still want to know what you think, Brooke. But that's the theme.
I've already seen Roma, and as much as I do like it, and I do think it's a really great movie, I would have liked to have seen Girl with the Needle, so I would have picked that. Not mad, just a bit disappointed. That's all.
Fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, Io Capitano and Life is Beautiful. I'm gonna go first here. I have heard about Life is Beautiful. I've heard about that movie for a while. I would say it's a rather famous piece of foreign cinema. If I was gonna out of these movies, it's one of the more well-known ones, I would say. Probably because it's been, I believe it's the earliest release here. So I'm just gonna be blunt though. I am really intrigued by Il Capitano. I like the idea of that is just so interesting to me. We don't really talk about the French parts of Africa very much, and Senegal itself is such an interesting area of the world. And I'm picking Il Capitano.
I don't want to be a tiebreaker in this, so I'm gonna go with, because I'm interested in both from your description, but I've heard about this movie for so long, and like especially when I was in film school, like oh my god, and so I just have to. I'm gonna go with Life is Beautiful.
Damn it!
So your choice, babes.
Damn it! Ah, yeah. I was hoping that you would just pick the one Brooke picked, and I wouldn't have to think about it because both of these movies sound great, and they both touch on subjects that I think are interesting. I am more interested in one's subject, but I'm more interested in another one's visuals, the way that you describe them. But I think we don't get enough movies about African people and the life in Africa. So therefore, I will pick Il Capitano.
Work.
Right.
Is that the most recent one out of? Oh no, it's The Girl with the Needle is the most
Yes.
recent one.
Yeah.
So Rafiki and Close, I will be 100, David. Had you put either of these movies against any other film, I probably would have picked both of them.
Same.
Because
Yeah.
I remember when Rafiki got banned in Kenya, because that was actually relatively big queer news when that happened. I remember when that happened. Close, on the other hand, I hadn't heard of this movie, but you were getting emotional just talking about it. And as such, I need to see this if it had that much of an effect on you. So in this moment, I am going to pick Close because I am really intrigued by the emotional depth here. But yeah, that's what I'm going with.
River, I'm gonna put you in the situation that you put me last round because I do want to watch both of these movies, and I think I need to watch both of these movies as a queer person. But I think there's so many queer movies about despair and sadness and how like hard it is to be a queer person and live in a community that doesn't accept you. So I want to have more movies that are about queer joy and that shows queer people being happy and being in relationships in which they genuinely find love and are so happy about it. And just the way that you described it, it seemed like Rafiki might be that. It might not be, but I want to see more queer joy in my life right now, so I will vote for Rafiki.
Yeah, I was the way when you were describing Close, I was leaning towards it because I've been thinking about Rafiki ever since the first time you mentioned it to me, and it's been on my list. And like I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this during Pride Month. You know, I was waiting for Pride Month to watch it anyway. But I am going to watch Close just because of your description and the way that you sold it to us. Yes, but like as someone that also loves women, and it's just like I just want to see a like a love story between two Black women. I just want to see it. So I'm going for Rafiki.
For the record, I just want to go ahead and put it into the room real quick. I would like to submit that we pick one of we have one of these movies up here at some point later in the year. Just putting that out there to the room.
I'll join if you do.
I think both of these movies need to be covered this year, and if neither of these movies win, I think we cover them both in a very specific time period, and I think we all know what I'm talking about.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
I want to be clear about Close, though it's not explicitly queer. It's kind of implied, but you
Queer
don't know for
coded.
sure. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
they're 12-year-olds. They don't necessarily know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they-
It's
Yeah.
more about like toxic masculinity
Mhm.
than it is about,
Right.
Yeah.
got it.
So, Train to Busan and Morona's Fantastic Tale.
Yeah.
This is going to be interesting because these are
Yeah, this is-
movies that do not look
this is, I
anything
think-
like each other.
Can
think
I go
this is the
first and
toughest
let
one for
y'all
me.
fight?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Please.
Because, okay, I'm not like the biggest horror film fan. I enjoy some of it. It's just not my thing, right?
Mhm.
It's just in general. But I am more interested in non-American horror films than I am, than not. It's because there's a different layer for it to me, so it makes it more enjoyable because I like horror movies that have a plot that are not like I like it when it's more focused on a story than the visuals. So I am interested in watching Train to Busan, but the way first of all, it's going against an animated movie, so I am biased. But the way that you described it, I'm just like, I need to watch this movie. I need to watch Morona's Fantastic Tale. I'm like, I need to watch it. So I'm voting for that. But I'm happy with either, but I gotta go for the animation.
So I'm going to quickly hop in here. It has been a considerable amount of time since we have talked about a horror film. We've done animated a lot, and I'm telling you, the month after March, we're going to be doing animated a few times. So when I look at what's here on the table, as much as I would like to watch a movie I haven't seen, I also just, even if three of us have seen it, I want to see River find a horror movie to love. And I think this is definitely a candidate for that. And also, I haven't watched it in several years, and I adore this film. So, Train to Busan.
Damn. Yeah, this is tough. Because I have, as I said, I've watched Train to Busan, but I watched it when I was 13 years old and when it like originally came out in theaters. And I remember liking it, but I also remember watching it with friends that were also 13 when like we were on a party and like we were like, let's go to the cinema and watch this movie. And so I remember bits and pieces of it, but I know it is so much better than I remember it being. So I do want to give it that shot, but at the same time, I remember vividly David talking to me about Morona's Fantastic Tale and him telling me how good it was and telling me like the animation and how good it is. And I am so biased towards animation, and I love like anything that like shows the hard work that goes into that animation and the little like stills I've seen of it. It's so interesting, the art style, but it's tough. But I think I have to go with a movie like I need to give it another shot. And I agree with you, Brooke. I am in the search to find a horror movie that River will enjoy a lot. So I will pick Train to Busan.
There will one day be a 5-star River horror film. We just haven't
Is
found it.
7
That's-
considered horror? Because I don't know, like
It's a
the genres, like
It's
thriller,
a
horror.
thriller.
Thriller.
Okay. Because I like when it comes to I do enjoy thrillers more than I enjoy like straight up horror. So
Mhm.
And I think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, River, a lot of it just happens to do with the fact that a lot of the time horror movies don't care about anything and they just want to be spooky and that's about it.
yeah, like
Is that-
either be funny or be like I like either be bad, like camp. You know what I mean? Like it can be gory but like camp. It's the gore that it does nothing. It doesn't do anything for me. You know what I mean?
Fair.
So if it's just like focused on like visual horror, body horror, I'm just like I don't care. I don't mind. I just don't care.
Fair.
So Rafiki and Train to Busan.
Oh Lord.
We've made Eduardo break the tie a few times. You can go first this time. River.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know because
Do you want to go
I
first?
I don't know if I want like I
River, if
think
you
I
know
need
what
to
you
talk.
want, you go.
Yeah, if you know, if any of you know what you want, you can go.
I'm voting for Rafiki for the
Okay.
same reason that I voted for it before.
Eduardo, you better hurry or I'm going to make you break a tie again.
Well, it doesn't matter. You already said which one you're gonna vote
Oh,
for. So
I
I have to
haven't
break
made
the
up my
tie
mind,
anyway.
but if I can pass the buck on the decision, I will pass it to you. Let me put it that way.
No, I'll break the tie. It's fine because we already know what you're voting for, so it's fine.
I haven't made up my mind yet, though. I really do want to watch both of these movies.
I want to watch both of these movies as well, and I, oh Lord, oh Lord, oh Lord.
Can I sprinkle in some insight?
Yes, please do.
Okay.
Please
we
do.
were doing like silly, goofy, and David came in and like is making
Right.
us think. Actually, I'm like,
I know.
Yeah.
I will say, like, I am happy for you all to vote whichever way you want, because any of these four movies that wins, I'll be happy with. My goal was to get people to see things they haven't seen. That's all I'm gonna say.
Fine then. Fine. I'll vote for
okay, I
Rafiki.
guess.
I'll vote for Rafiki just so I can watch a movie that I haven't seen.
By the same logic, I will be voting for Io Capitano. I also was going to vote for it either way. I like Roma, but I don't feel very passionate about it comparatively. And I'm really curious about this movie. So Io Capitano.
Yeah.
Do you want to break a tie again?
Sure, might as well. This might as well be like me breaking every single tie.
Look, it's been said. We
Yeah.
can't go wrong. But it just
Yeah.
with the little information that I got, I'm gonna go for Roman.
Here's the thing. I feel like as a Mexican, it is my duty to watch Roma at some point. I need to watch it. Like, it is like one of the most successful Mexican movies of all time. I have to watch it. But I will say, Yo Capitano does sound like genuinely like a movie that I would enjoy watching more. I'm gonna be so for real. So it is like my question is, do I want to watch a movie that I am pretty sure I'm going to enjoy, or do I want to take a risk and just like finally fulfill the prophecy of the Mexican watching the Mexican movie? I think we might have another opportunity to watch Roma in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to watch a movie that I will enjoy, at least for this one. I want to watch a good movie with all the choices. And so I'm going to go for Il Capitano.
Okay.
Well,
We got the battle of the African stories here.
I'm kind of here for that.
I kind of live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
love that.
in breaking the fourth wall, we are posting this in March on March 1st, but we are recording this during Black History Month, so it's very fitting.
So I just want to say there is a slot on the calendar that we have specifically carved out for a Black queer film. And we have yet to make a decision on what that movie is. I'm just going to put it into the universe. That is where I would put Rafiki. That specific spot on the calendar. The second David put it on here, I was like, oh, because that's a perfect choice for that slot.
Yep.
I
already
really
put it as a
know.
suggestion for that slot.
Yeah,
Anyways.
David did suggest it. I was looking at it, and realistically, the only other Black queer movie I could really think of that I thought was like had at least a little bit of a queer impact on like wider pop culture, because I remember when the Rafiki ban happened, that was relatively big film news at the time. But I don't know if we are ever going to have another opportunity, at least in the near future, to talk about a movie like Io Capitano. And for me, that is awesome. And I want to see a movie like that. So I'm going to pick Io Capitano, and I'm hoping it wins.
You make a really good point there. You make a really, really good point there. Like, I just used that exact same logic to vote for Io Capitano against Roma. But I really want to watch Rafiki. Damn.
You can.
Wait,
I
did
mean,
you
again,
vote
it's
yet,
your
River?
choice. I'm just speaking for myself. That's just where my brain
I'm
is
not
at.
saying anything,
Okay.
so I don't.
River, do you want me to break a
Eduardo
tie
makes River
again?
break the tie.
It would be so funny if you make me break a tie.
I mean, sure, because you know where I'm going. Because, like, okay, here's my thing. Yes,
Yeah.
to everything you said, Brooke. Yes, but then I also think we have the opportunity of covering 2 Black queer movies, and I live for that.
There's
So
never a bad.
again, I'm happy either way with what we end up deciding, but we can still watch Rafiki, and put it in for Pride Month, but we can also find something else. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go with Rafiki, but I'm good. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Both of you make really good points. Both of you make really, really good points. Just like Brooke is right. When are we going to talk about a movie like Il Capitano again? Like, it's not this year. Like, there's not really like a slot where it fits. I think really this year. And Rafiki does, but at the same time, you are right, River. There is no like, why only watch one Black queer movie when we can watch 2 Black queer movies?
There's no losing, really.
There is
here,
no losing
you know?
here. There is no
Yeah.
losing here, truly. I am I'm gonna go with the movie that I think has the least chance of actually getting talked about moving forward. So I will be going for Io Capitano.
All right.
Io Capitano.
Oh, I just
David,
got
I have to
chills
ask-
just seeing this.
David, what was the expected outcome you had coming to this?
What's that?
Was this your expected outcome?
No, what's interesting is this was the very last film I added because I was like, oh, it's an Italian, Belgian, and French production, and I've already got movies representing each of those countries. But I'm like, but it's an African story. Like, it is not about those cultures. So I threw it in at the very end. I didn't expect this to win, actually, but I'm very happy. I'm very happy. It's so good.
So, in review, the movies we will be discussing throughout March are Heathers from 1988, as selected out of the Eduardo bracket, followed by Best in Show from 2000, as selected out of the River bracket, Soylent Green, as selected out of the Brook bracket, and Io Capitano, as selected, from 2023, out of the David bracket. So
All different decades.
4 decades, yeah.
Yeah.
4 decades. None of these movies really overlap with each other. Pretty good, distinct feel
No
from all of
range.
them.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think we ate. So let us know down below. Are any of the other, let's see, 32, so 28 movies that were not selected today? Out of those 28 movies, which one do you all want to see us cover the most? Maybe it'll pop up at some point in the future. I can tell you right now, I will be advocating hard for one of them to pop up at some point in the future, and we know which one I'm talking about. To be clear, I'm talking about Rafiki. So let us know down below, what are you all wanting to see out of these other 28 movies? And tune in throughout the month of March to see us all talk about the 4 movies we chose. Are we all happy with the outcomes from our brackets? I am curious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Very
mean, I
really happy
was
with
I
this.
was hoping that we might get a bad movie out of my choices, but I'm glad we got what we got because you
I
know what?
tried.
It is a
tried.
crazy movie, but it's good. So it's gonna be a good time. It's fine.
River, if you had picked a bad movie I hadn't seen, I would probably be much more inclined to vote for it.
True.
We hadn't actually talked about Glitter. We'll talk about it off camera in a second. I just hate that movie so much. You would picked Honey, I would have been all over that.
Damn.
But all right. So thank you so much for joining us here today. On your way out, make sure to hit that big red subscribe button down there if you haven't. You've already watched this video, which means you're at least kind of interested in what we're covering in the future. So if you want to see those videos, stay tuned throughout March to see them all come out. And if you are interested in the other films we've covered already on this channel, all of our coverage from our Oscar nominations month in January and our Black History Month coverage in February are all available on the channel now. So go ahead and look at all of that. And in the meantime, thank you so much for joining us. We are unfortunately, however, we have ran out of popcorn. We have drank our entire soda, and no one eats more than one soft pretzel. So we will see you all next time, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.